I'm going to read through my comments and we're going to go answer as much as we can. So essentially they have taken the grind and X it by tenfold. He's talking about blueprints. You have a chance of unlocking tier 10s before unlocking the lower tiers. That is technically true, but you can't play them, as far as I know, until you've done the lower tiers. Maybe you can't. I don't know. I've already leveled up through virtually every tank in the game, so I can't test it. But this is something we might want to test. If anybody knows the answer, can you unlock a tier 10 before the tier 9 using blueprints and play it? Don't think it's possible, but it would be interesting. I'm sorry it's starting out a little bit slow. K2 for Southside SPG. With Erlenberg and many maps, what I do is I line up through the middle of the map. I find a position where I can kind of predict where the enemy heavy tanks are going to line up, and I line up through the curved part of the city, kind of near the center, depending on whether I think they're going to advance a lot or my team is going to be aggressive, and then I park in line with that. It allows you to hit on the east side. You might have a little bit more trouble on the west side, but that's how I line up with an SPG on Erlenberg. Last time I checked, Unicums didn't have 1100 recent, but then again, what do I know? I'm not Unicum. Well, you know, WN8 doesn't work with spotting, so that would mean that nobody can play light tanks and be a good player. You can look at my WN8 and win rate, and they're not good, but I am better than 99% players for light tanks, so that's got to count for something. And the other issue is, even though my stats look average, when you look at damage blocked by armor, damage dealt, spotting, I'm 80% or higher, 80%, 90% higher than other players. How are they getting higher WN8s and higher win rates than me when my stats are better than everybody on everything else? I don't know what to say. You know, the WN8 is a garbage statistic and win rate should not be trusted. They're so easy to pat. They're so easy to pad that you just cannot trust them. Covenanter is a limey tank. I think the Covenanter is an awesome tank. I really enjoyed playing it. This is a World of Tank YouTube channel that reminds me of The Onion. A lot of times I do joke around in my videos, so don't take everything I say literally. What is the best gun for the Object 27 Alliance stun mission? I haven't gotten to 279 yet, so unfortunately I can't answer. However, you have pretty much two choices. You have the Lorraine 155-58 with the autoloader, and you've got all the other tanks. You might run out of rounds with some of the tanks. They all have somewhat similar of a burst radius ranging between maybe 9 and 13. The premium rounds don't really only give you like an extra meter. I've gotten 400-second stun time, 1800-second stun time. Is that correct? I don't know if that's even possible. That I got to check out. I've gotten 400. I thought I got 540 in one game, never 1800. If that's true, I'm never going to get an Object 279. Without taking damage, immediately loses 2/3 of your HP. That's why I love your videos. Yeah, I've watched the videos in advance and I practice my recordings and I try to predict what's going to happen and do commentary that's interesting. However, that was my first game. Now I do, as I say, I no longer take any damage in that spot because now I know how high to go up and what tanks to use. You want to use the front-mounted turret. Having spaced armor on the side helps. Being in and out really fast helps. But that was my first game discovering that position, and obviously I was just joking. And, I take damage because I want to show the position to make the video. I know, you know what, I'm going to take damage. Everyone's going to complain in the comments, but then if I don't do it, I can't show the position. So that's why that happens. Can you collect tier 9 blueprints without researching tier 8, unlock it, and buy it? You can definitely collect them. I don't know if you can unlock it and buy it. I'm not sure. The lowest crew member trains 2 times as fast until he catches up. This is with the accelerated crew training. It is correct. Make sure you identify all of your 0-skill BIA. I make them all with the same last name, like Abbott, Adams, Antonov, ABT, etc., so I know which ones they are. If you look at which one is the lowest crew member, it will help you identify who's a 0-skill BIA. And I chose to use all of my combat experience for crew skills. Some people do it for combat experience. I'm not saying that they're all stat patters, but you have a choice between the two. I chose to do it for crew members, which is why I have crews with 7 skills. Why is the quality of your graphic very ugly? It's because the laptop computer will last longer. Because the graphic chips don't last long. After 2 or 3 years, you start to have problems with your graphics chip. And the other reason why is because I don't have an SSD drive yet. SSD drive would make a huge improvement. And sometimes I stream and record and play all at the same time. And I listen to music while I'm playing, and I talk on the phone while I'm playing. I have a lot of things going on. So that's the reason why, and I'd rather not constantly switch back and forth, so I just put it on one setting. His win rate is higher, but who cares anyway? I don't care. There's so many people stat padding. I am shocked at how rampant stat padding is in the game. The closer to the red line you are, the safer you are, and you get destroyed. Closer you are to the red line, fact. If you're close to the red line, you have fewer flanks to worry about. The reason why I said it is because I knew I was going to get destroyed. It's not what you would call safe, it's what you would call irony. Okay, this is I have a game with 10,900 spot damage, which I uploaded to WOT Replays, but maybe I didn't have it on my channel. I'm not sure. The 15th missions are insane. This has to be for the Object 260. I did them all, and I'm only a 49% win rate player. I completed, you know what? I did use the orders for one of those missions, but I did the rest of them. So it is possible. Light tanks were a piece of cake for me. SPGs are a piece of cake for me. The reason why it took me longer for heavy tanks, TDs, and medium tanks is because I needed to level them up to tier 10. In fact, SPG I did with tier 9, and light tanks I probably did with tier 9. I did them a long time ago. TDs I did next, and then the heavy tanks and medium tanks I did last. Anything where blocked by damage, I'm really good at blocking damage, so anything that includes that, I just block 8,000 damage or more like crazy. And medium tanks is my weakest class, but they're also the ones that all the Unicums play. I'm just not an Unicum. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any questions or comments, please post below. Please post about how there's no such thing as stat padding, and about everything that I did wrong. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch and subscribe to my YouTube channel.